Einstein proved it's all just creative energy. Everything in the universe is just energy. If man is open to this energy, he is creative. Makes an amazing new dent in the world. And he keeps growing and prospering. He makes money for his gifts. And they expand. And he continues to get better until the day he dies. He doesn't decline into old age. He does his best work in his 90s, like Frank Lloyd Wright and Picasso. The greatest artists just kept expanding until the day they died. There was no decline. We want this creative energy, like this peacock behind me, to be flamboyant and filled with color and happiness. If man is open to the energy source, that's the way he is. The problem is obstruction. All disease is obstruction. All recovery is elimination of that obstruction. Then all success will be attraction. The three obstructions are people, habit, and food, or substances. Okay, that's what this theory is about in a nutshell. We want to be creative. We want to maintain that creative energy. And I've been speaking about getting rid of people dropping by and wasting your time. Because people will waste your time. They are bored and lonely. You are not. You have your brain to entertain you. You are self-entertaining. You continue to grow every day, but not if you're obstructed by people. People are the number one obstruction. The second obstruction is habit or sin. Repetitive cycles, 6 cycles. These are ruts. These are jams on our energy. They're a drag on our perception. We don't want that either. That will obstruct our growth. We will not be colorful. We will be dead, opaque, dull, dry, and then we'll hang out with drip dry hangers. People who are drips. They're dry. They offer you nothing. And they're hangers. They just want to hang at your house. We don't want that. We want to be free to grow and to become renowned and expand and prosper and to bring our friends up with us. That's what we want. The greatest devices I use for creative energy is intermittent fasting. I eat 1 big meal a day. I have a blender of organic fruit, organic dates, organic greens, organic superfoods, 22 superfoods. And then I have organic 21 grain bread with maple syrup, and then I have a starch. And that's it for 20 hours. And then I am flying high. I'm properly carved up. There's no reason to eat again. You will not you will have complete satiety. You will not be hungry. And you're flying high. That's the fasting process. People say, gee, how can you eat just 1 meal a day? I'd be so bored. That isn't how it works. You're flying so high you don't think of food. Before you know it, the day is over because you're creative. When you're in that creative journey, you're not thinking about lower instincts, food, or anything else. That's what we want, intermittent fasting. And the other is ridding all obstruction. People, sin, and food obstructions, substances, addictions like alcohol and drugs. They will not keep you in that high destiny, that high flamboyant, colorful, productive, prosperous destiny at all. The worst obstruction to me to this creative energy was people dropping in. People are bored and lonely. They're not self-entertaining and they're not expanding. And they want you to entertain them. You are their entertainment. And they drop in. If you let them, they will drop in and use you as their clubhouse. And even worse, they'll bring their friends. I would be flying high. I'd be so happy, like in the mornings, I'd be, creating something. And somebody would drop in, and out of a need to get approval or feel like I have friends or be a good hostess, half the day would be wasted. That social thing will swoop you in And then it acts like all addictions, needing it more but enjoying it less. And before you know it, you're descending out of the creative process into the land of just cement, dullness, drag, colorlessness, low energy, needing a drink to bring you up, needing coffee to bring you up, needing to eat to bring you up, needing more social, needing it more and enjoying it less. That is not this flamboyant creative energy that you, if you're open to, will bring you prosperity. You want to cut this out. You want to live a formal lifestyle. Don't let people just drop in. They must make an appointment with you. See, they want access to you. That's narcissism. He wants power over you. He wants access. Don't give people access. See yourself as famous and rich. Would you be giving anybody access to you? No. They'd have to make an appointment. Well, be that way before you're famous and rich, and then you will be. Addiction works the same way. Habits. Oh, I think I need some coffee in the morning to bring me up. And then it kind of brings you down. I think I need a little nip. It's post time. A beer or something. Oh, I think I need a nice lunch out. Addiction to restaurants was a big one. And then, oh, I think I need a nap. I think how am I going to socialize tonight? No, that isn't it. You want to leave the whole day open to creativity. You don't need these devices. These are devices to bring you up because you're not in the creative flow. If you're there, you're just designing all day, or writing all day, or singing all day, whatever your knack is. You want to expand on that because God put that knack in you before you were born. And the proper parent is to find that knack and then expand on it. That's what you want, but you can't because people are dropping in or you're into your little sins, to avoid anxiety. All sins are there to avoid anxiety. What is the anxiety coming from? Because you're not doing your work, because you're not in your destiny, your proper groove. Well, get there. One of the biggest obstruction is the most obvious. You're not on the right diet. That's what goes in your bloodstream. You need to be carved up. The body relies on sugar for energy. If it doesn't get that, it can be fat adapted, the reason for the low-carb diet. But it's secondary. The primary choice of the body is sugar and starch, which turns to sugar. So carb up in the morning. And you don't need to be eating all day long. You've built your body. You're an adult. You don't need to build another body. You carb up in the morning, and I don't see a reason to eat again. It's very disappointing to me to have to eat again. I want to be in that self-congratulatory fasting state, soaring all day, flying high, because I know that I'm pleasing God. Fasting is mentioned in every religion, not just Christianity. I think 79 times it's mentioned in the Bible, fasting and prayer. But in all religions, fasting. But yet it's the least talked about. How do we do it if we don't want to go on a 30-day fast? You fast every day. You eat one meal, and the definition of fasting is 2 meals skipped. Skip lunch, skip dinner. So you're fasting every day. You're pleasing the Lord every day. You're showing the Lord how much you love Him every day. And the rewards of austerity is great and greatness. I challenge you to try it just one day. Carb up in the morning, eat the proper food that I have told you. Sugar and starch. Fruit, sugar, and starch. Eliminate all fat. Eliminate all animal. Eliminate all processed. Now, eat a big breakfast. And then, do not eat lunch and dinner. And the next morning, you will feel like $1,000,000. You will wake up so creative. Whatever work you've postponed or procrastinated over will come to light, and you will do the work. You will see this wonderful alertness, this amazing clarity. Just try it one day. I challenge just one day and the report back. I had a problem with memory. Severe PTSD from when people were using me, imposing on me, coming over, wasting my life, wasting my time, and it even became dangerous. I saw every single time was my sins were attracting it. When you look back, it's just, you can never cure it because you didn't at the time. I would say, why didn't I say this? I should have said that. That never works out because you didn't. You didn't say that. So in your mind, all you do is shudder, thinking of the incident. The thing to do is to take note of the consequences of your weakness, of your lack of boundaries, of your sins attracting evil company. Always track the consequences. Write a recipe. Oh, it's because I was like that I attracted these characters into my life, this lower company. Then you can see the consequences of sin or obstruction, and that brings education, clarity, so you don't do it for the future, so you can tell others about it, rather than, oh, I should have said this, and then just wrench in fear as you relive the incident. That brings anxiety. That's tearing down your body. Every time you recall the past in that way, you are tearing down your body, rather than recalling it and writing a recipe. Okay, this brought A brought B, and this brought C. It all came back to me. That's how you do it every single time. And then also invite God into the memory. Let Him deal with it, because He did. He brought you out of all messes. He allowed you to relocate or whatever. He solved the problem. Yes, He allows you to go through things, to learn, but He got you out of it. So look at it that way. Doctor said to me, this is not a balanced meal. You're not eating balanced meal. And I said, why? I have a blender full of organic fruit, organic greens, organic 22 superfoods, organic dates. These are all extremely health-giving things. Fruit is the highest. Greens are the highest vegetable. Organic arugula, chlorella, spinach, organic greens. And then I have 22 grain bread, organic. And then I have a starch, which turns to sugar, the body's first preference. So how is that not balanced? And then I fast. Every religion shows fasting to be superior, and I do it every single day. So how is that not balanced? Well, it doesn't fit his matrix, that's all. What he learned or didn't learn in medical school. But please explain to me how this is not balanced. To me, it is perfectly balanced. If you're not eating correctly, you can tend to get food addicted. I went through this, of being addicted to food, not knowing how to eat. I was unbalanced, and that leads you to just eat whims, or I want some pie, or I want a donut, or I want this or that, because you are trying to rev the system up again. You're trying to get energy. You're not nourished, so you're trying to get nourishment, but having no education, you're grabbing at this and that. Then the body fills up with debris and waste and uneliminated food substances, previous meals stuck in the digestive tract, constipation. That leads to sluggishness. That leads to more whimsical taste trip things in order to seemingly get more energy. And none of this works. And your energy is dragging down, down, down. Depression is setting in. So you want some candy to deal with the depression. Is a boomerang effect to the entire thing. And then you drink to self-medicate, or even get on the medical treadmill to medicate all this crap that started with wrong eating. But if you carb up, and I'm telling you how to do it, then you'll feel so good. You'll have so much energy. You may be like me and get up at midnight, you have so much energy. and you sleep so soundly when you do sleep, that suddenly food is not addictive anymore because you're not hungry anymore and you're eating comfort foods. What is more of a comfort food than starch? Potatoes and rice and pasta and spaghetti. It's just beautiful. It fills you up and you're not into the taste trip anymore. So food ceases to be addicting and then you start your wonderful journey. Substances. I thought pot was expanding my mind. I already knew alcohol I couldn't drink. I had a genetic predisposition to going nuts on alcohol. My mother would have rage-a-thons, brawls from alcohol. It's genetic. I couldn't take it. I was like an Indian. I went wild on alcohol. I already knew I could not drink alcohol. But pot, well, gee, that seemed like that expanded my mind. I was on that for years. Gee, Freud and Jung were psychological theoreticians like myself. They used, mind expanders, didn't they? I had justification for it. I had a prescription for it. And all it was repetitive motions. Take a toke, cough. Take a toke, cough. And it was an ugly cough. I was very ashamed of it. It isolated me. Just constantly smoking. Plus, it attracted people who wanted to use me. Yeah, they wanted to drop by. Why? Because they wanted, to take a toke too. It was terrible. I learned so much about isolation from that, how people want to use you. Finally, cannabinoid hypernemesis set in, where I could not even be around it without shaking and sweating. This is what happens. I think it's because of the much more powerful marijuana now than it has ever been. And my system could not take it. And simultaneously I became extremely sensitive to chocolate, the theobromine in chocolate, coffee, the caffeine in it. I couldn't take anything with caffeine. I shook and sweat at all these things. I had to detox from coffee, albuterol in my nebulizer. Of course, I had to have that because I was coughing all the time. And cannabis. I could not take anything across the board. I had to purify on all levels. No coffee, no smoking, no drugs, no big pharma drugs. Even an aspirin, I had to go off of that because I became so sensitive to all of it. And I am so happy today that I don't have to get into that repetitive motion. Smoking, cleaning the pipe, coughing, going to the nebulizer, and not even realizing what I was doing to myself. That is the characteristic of all addiction. Anosognosia. You're killing yourself with the simultaneous inability to see that you're killing yourself. It does something to the brain. I'm completely purified from all these things today, even food, even more than one meal a day, and people, and I'm happier than I've ever been. Why would I want to be young again? Going through all the lessons I had to go through with people, substances, addictions, cycles of addictions, food, and not knowing what was happening to me. I would not want to go through that. That was my boot camp. The past was my boot camp. And the devil was the drill instructor. And all the people I had to go through, that was my lessons in life to get to here. So why would I want to be young again? I want to be where I am now, the culmination of all of it. Old age is a crown of glory. It's retirement from all this stuff. It's enjoyment from all the lessons you had to go through. You aren't born with this knowledge, unless you're smart enough to listen to intelligent parents, but I don't know how many of us have this now. If the mother's out working, or if she's a feminist, or if she's having sex with some guy because it's all part of liberalism, and the father is gone, there's no male authority in the home. I think most people have to go through hell, like I did, to learn these things. If only I were young knowing this, but you never will be. You had to go through all that to get to here, which is paradise. That's the formula. All disease is obstruction. The three obstructions are people dropping by, people telling you how to live, people trying to control you, people wanting things from you, people obstructing your growth, and then habits, sin, devices you use to avoid anxiety that become repetitive and boring and useless and very destructive to the mind and body, and substances and food, debris. It's the debris theory of disease. Get rid of the debris, substances that we use that will kill you. If you get rid of these three obstructions, you too will have paradise. And that is the theory, the debris theory of disease. It is a scientific discovery, which is a new matrix, a new way of looking at life, a new formula in psychology, systems theory, not looking at abnormal psyche inside the person, but as a maladaptation to outer systems, to other people.